Action for Israel was formed in February 2002 during the height of the current terror war in Israel by members of the Melbourne Jewish community in order to raise funds for families affected by terror in Israel. Peula is a purely voluntary organization that enables the local community to express their care and concern for the people of Israel whose lives have been devastated by war and terror. Most of us keep up with the news in Israel and hear about when either a soldier or civilian is killed or injured in a terror attack or in a military action. But we can easily forget that there is a tragic story behind each and every news headline. In many cases, full recovery takes not months, but years, if ever. To date, since the onset of the Second Intifada in September 2000, 1,354 Israelis have been killed and 7,520 have been injured. We are commanded by the Torah to not sit idly by while our brother's blood is being spilled. We in the diaspora can do something. We can let people in Israel know that we have not forgotten about them. Many victims of terror were financially strained before the attack and now find it impossible to cope at all. After careful assessment of each project, we forward funds directly to recipients. Whilst the Israeli government does compensate victims to varying degrees, Peula steps in where the government funding might be insufficient. For example, for psychological counseling, extra medical expenses, tertiary tuition fees, and most importantly, daily living expenses. We respond to whatever the current difficult situation is in Israel. Recently, some of the projects we have sent funds to include a community center for the people of Sderot, trauma counseling for the people of Sderot and the surrounding communities, a vacation for soldiers injured in Operation Cast Lead, and a financially strapped family in Bat Ayin whose son was killed in a terror attack. Over the past several years, I have been a witness as to how we as individuals can make a difference in people's lives. The many personal letters of thanks we have received can best be summarized as, the charity is more than just money. It gives struggling families hope, encouragement, and support to know that Jews half a world away are worried about them. It helps give us the strength to carry on in our difficult situation.
I would like to thank Leah on behalf of the Peula Committee in Australia, to thank them for all the work that they have done throughout the years to help the victims of terror in Gush Etzion. As you know, it's not only when the event happens or the murder, or God forbid, or whatever falls upon a family, but afterward, and sometimes even a year or two afterward, these families need the help of their friends abroad. And we've seen a couple of different cases in Gush Etzion where Peula Committee has not only helped, but immediately helped with an email that was sent within days. Finances were sent to either feed a family or pay for therapy or support victims of terror. We couldn't have done it alone. And I would like to thank you all on behalf of the families in Gush Etzion that needed your help for the big tzedakah that you did.
We wanted to say thank you for your kindness. We are very grateful. Like you can see, the children are very happy to play with all the stuff. And they're very happy to come here and to play every Saturday. All the children are playing together, and it's because of you. So thanks from Sderot.
I'd like to thank you, all of our friends and supporters from the Peula Action Committee for Israel, for all of your assistance over the years. Through your efforts, we've been able to develop various community projects, and we've been able to assist many children and families who have suffered through the indirect and direct effects of terrorism. I'd like to thank you for all of your help and cooperation, and look forward to seeing you in Israel. Shalom, shalom.
Kids during the heavy bombing cannot go to shul with their father on Shabbos, which is something very normal that kids want to do. But this environment for them, when they have a special room there that they can be inside and not outside, they have a place with special toys and books, and they meet each other and have a normal environment is something very helpful and very relaxing and very normal for them. So we want to thank you very much for your generous contribution for this room in the shul. It is very helpful for us. Our kids enjoy it. We use it every Shabbos and also during activities and holidays during the week. It is something very special. Even people that come out of city and they see the special room, which is a part of our shul, they admire it and they say, wow, this is a very nice idea. We have to take it to our shul wherever we are too. It is something very, very good and helpful.
My name is Ed Slonim. In my capacity as the former Director of Development for Eterno, I approached Leah Adler about the possibility of Peula assisting us in providing funding for the transportation of groups of teenagers to the Eterno campus outside Bet Shemesh. Eterno, the psychoeducational centre for the treatment and prevention of addictions, devised a day program for the youth of Sderot and the surrounding other area settlements who are being traumatised by the daily rain of rockets. The program was designed to provide them with a respite from the dangers of the area, together with an educational message. The educational message was basically to seek help and not to be afraid to recognise the signs that are leading to the slippery paths in life. Basically, learning to seek the right solutions to issues in life and not the wrong, simple and accessible ones of the street. The grant that we received from Peula enabled us to provide these daily programs to the youth of Sderot, and the feedback that we received from the children, their parents and the professional staff was extremely positive. To date, over 1,000 youth have participated in the program from these areas. Thank you, Peula, its volunteer staff and all the supporters of this very worthy organisation for your kind donation.
Behind me, you can see the Gaza Strip, less than a kilometer away. As you all know, Sderot faces a special challenge. More than 5,000 missiles have been fired at our city over the past 9 years. So all of Gvanim's programs include elements of helping our residents cope with the continuous terror and trauma. Imagine, for just a moment, that you just heard Red Alert, Tseva Adom, broadcast on loudspeakers. You now have 10 to 15 seconds to find a place before the missiles explode. Imagine that a person with physical disabilities cannot reach a safe place quickly enough because of his disability. His life is in danger every day, and his life is in fear. This happens several times a day for 9 long years. Now, think of a social worker or a caregiver working with a person with disabilities. When they hear Tseva Adom, the social worker or the caregiver does not enter a protected space. Instead of running to protect himself and thinking of his family and his children, he stays with the person he is taking care of and responsible for. The stress of willfully placing himself in danger is enormous. These are examples of how long-term, deep trauma develops, layer on layer, one missile at a time. Leah Adler and Peula understand our goals well. The money donated to Gvanim by Peula paid for workshops that provided training and coping tools for caregivers who support the disadvantaged populations of Sderot every day. The training paid by Peula ensured that our professional staff could continue their important and challenging roles while coping with the trauma of missile attacks. Help like this makes it possible to continue living in our city in spite of the anxiety, uncertainty, and danger. Gvanim is grateful to you for the support and love you have for the people of Sderot, and we invite you to visit us here. Thank you.